What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, if you've watched channels like mine or been listening to Marvel Cinematic Universe news as of late, you've definitely heard the growing noise surrounding Robert Downey Jr. returning to the MCU to reprise his role as Iron Man. And with the unsuccess of Dr. Dolittle and a couple of things he had said real recently in interviews, it seemed more and more likely, especially with these reports, that he would return as an AI for an upcoming Ironheart series on Disney+. Well, that all culminated the other night during the quarantine watch-through party and live stream with the Russos and Robert Downey Jr. for Avengers Endgame. We're going to break down the quote that he said, what got turned into the headline that he was teasing his return, as well as do a quick run-through of all of the news surrounding this same thing recently and how it's looking more and more likely that we will definitely get Robert Downey Jr. back as Iron Man, and very soon. Like I said, we're going to break it all down, but first, if you could hit the subscribe button. We're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel-related stuff, including a limited edition Infinity Saga box set, which we're giving away tomorrow. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment down below, then leave a like, hit the notification bell, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So again, this was the other night during the quarantine watch through a live stream question answer with the Russos and Robert Downey Jr. And the Russos were asked about coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe to direct another film. They were quoted as saying that they might have to do that, to which Robert Downey Jr. replied that people will move us towards what they want. Now, to be specifically clear in what he's saying there is that if the fans want me back as Iron Man, I'll definitely come back. The same way he's assuming that Marvel Cinematic Universe fans want the Russos back at the helm of the next important Marvel movie, and there's been a couple specifically they've said they're interested in directing. But if you take his comments at a little more than face value and you add them on top of his other recent quotes like never say never and we'll have to see, it may mean that he actually wants to return himself. And this is a sentiment I've mirrored probably 20 times since Avengers Endgame last year, that like a football player that goes into retirement early, who's been off the pitch for a couple of months or so, all of a sudden feels that call to get back into it. And of course, with his huge sacrifice now lingering over the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it may have been a ticket one way and out of the MCU too early for an actor who wants to stick around. Now, I've seen a lot of comments here over the last 6 months, as honestly we have run this story so many times, it's been developing, and I feel like has an update once or twice every other week. I've seen a lot of comments among the fans that are pretty much done with Robert Downey Jr. in the MCU, that think it would greatly cheapen his death and sacrifice to have him show up even as an AI in any of the future movies, as he would still just be around. And I've also mentioned, of course, that it would definitely hinder some of the other characters, specifically Peter Parker, from growing into the leadership roles that they're definitely meant to hold. And there's also the problem of permanence, which we're going to get to. But for a minute here, and for the first time in the last 6 months, I'm going to take the devil's advocacy point of view and actually say maybe it would be cool to have him back. And there's one interaction in particular that we're going to miss in the MCU, tied to the Illuminati, a team that should be coming with the new Avengers here in the next couple of phases, and that's the interaction between Tony Stark and Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Someone pointed out in my comments real recently, and I thought about it, it's pretty sad. We're not going to get to see those two quip against each other. We're not going to get to see the kind of interaction that he had with Doctor Strange. And although some may be quick to point out that that's just packing the MCU with the smart character type, Reed Richards never read like Tony Stark. They're quite different characters and have had some amazing interaction through some key events in the Marvel Universe, obviously that being off the table. One other thing I said recently, just in a train of thought in a video probably in the last couple of days, which comes in super relevant to what we're talking about now, is bringing back someone from the dead using time travel. And if you think Marvel Studios wouldn't go there, if you think that that's off the table and a door that they steadily closed and locked in Avengers Endgame, I wouldn't be so sure. There's actually a ton of evidence against this. First of all, in Avengers Endgame itself, Gamora, who died a real death during Infinity War, was all of a sudden back on the scene because of time travel, and will go on to feature in the next Guardians of the Galaxy. Then there's the upcoming WandaVision, where we know at least one character in Vision who is, in all intents and purposes, dead, will be back in some capacity for that show. In which capacity, we're not sure. The same goes for her brother in Quicksilver, who's heavily rumored to return as well. That's 3 characters who have already perished who will be back in the next couple of movies in the next couple of years. And we haven't even mentioned by name the character that's most prominently back from the dead and has his own series in Loki. When you add all this up, there are a ton of characters who have already died in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and come back. For a character like Robert Downey Jr., this doesn't seem impossible. Oh, do I need to remind you that Captain America sort of died and came back as well? There's a ton of precedent in the MCU. Then you add that on top of the fact that we're not done with Robert Downey Jr. We're going to see him on the big screen, well, as soon as movies return to the big screen in Black Widow. There's already a confirmed cameo. Now, to put to bed the idea that this would be something new that he filmed, it's already confirmed that it's archive footage. It's a scene when they shot Civil War, some footage they haven't used since it hasn't been released as an extra cut scene or with any of the box set features, but has been shown to the public once or twice. It'll probably be some edit of that. But there he is, back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the very next movie, and it works the same way for him being out of the universe and wanting to come back. But for us, the fans, after a couple of years go by, maybe we won't mind as much to see his face back on the big screen. And it'll be interesting, as I've said many times, since we've played devil's advocate during this video, there's no way Marvel wants to pay Robert Downey Jr. money for him to come back, only to be in the form of an AI or a voiceover actor, although that's what he'll be doing for the What If episode. If you're going to have Robert Downey Jr. back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you're going to want him there in the flesh to be a part of the Illuminati the way he was in the comics. I'm sure they can find a way to bring him back. If they wait just a little while and don't do it immediately in the next couple of years, maybe fans won't mind as much, or at least the ones that seem to mind won't mind as much when it happens. One thing I want to get back to, and a final thought I'll leave you with, I mentioned permanence in the MCU. When you bring someone back like Robert Downey Jr., you can't just do it for a cameo unless it's way down the road and only for one scene. Once he's back as an AI, you will always just have Robert Downey Jr.'s AI in the MCU. It's a loophole, something that has been created, a Pandora's box you can't undo. That's why I've always said, and up until now, I really didn't think Marvel would do this, and I didn't think Robert Downey Jr. would want to come back as well. He was pretty vocal about how much this meant to him and saying goodbye to the character. It seems now, though, we've reported on it so many times at the channel, I'd be actually more shocked if it didn't happen, and the most likely place is this report of an Ironheart series on Disney Plus, where he would probably come back as an AI and mentor the character. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. A, do you agree with Robert Downey Jr. coming back in any capacity? And if you do, how long would it need to be before it would be something you'd be comfortable with? And if you don't, let me know why. I want to know the reasons. A lot of you have been vocal about not wanting to see it. I know there's a lot of other characters in the MCU to get to, but do you agree with me that it sort of would hold characters back, and the idea that you can't really let other characters grow if there's too many strong personalities, if there's too many alphas on the playing field? And now that Robert Downey Jr.'s had over 10 years for his character to do that, I don't know, it just seems a little weird, especially considering that he was able to go from being the most selfish character to being the most selfless. It's a finishing. It's an absolute full arc. I don't know what's left for his character, and we're going to have to see, but let me know all your thoughts down below, guys. I'm all ears as always. And quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 650,000 subscriber mark, which we are headlong into and could easily hit soon. And then what we've always done at the channel is give them away at every 50,000 subscriber mark. That's not going to change. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment down below. Then make sure to hit the notification bell with notifications turned on, because the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. We're also giving away the second limited edition Infinity Saga box set tomorrow on April 30th. We gave the first one away on New Year's Eve. We'll be giving the second one away tomorrow. If you want to be entered to win either of the PlayStations, the limited edition Infinity Saga box set, or any of the other prizes we announced throughout the year and the next couple of years as we double down the amount of prizes we're giving away, doing it more frequently as we hopefully hopefully push all the way up to 1 million, then all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, then make sure to leave a comment down below. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell so you can keep up with the videos, as the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced at the end of videos unless we do a separate giveaway video, which we will for the box set. And if you've missed any of the past winner announcements, especially here real recently, is already in 2020, we've given away something like 6 or 7 PlayStation 4 Pros already and are continually doing random giveaways. No worries, all you have to do, scroll back through the channel. You're going to look for the winner announcement and the sub count in the title, click on that video and scroll to the end. My name's Michael Roman, this is Everything Always. Guys, thanks for checking out the channel, and if you've been rocking with me for a while or been with me since the beginning, guys, thank you so much for helping me build what's become one of the fastest growing Marvel fan communities on YouTube or really any other platform, and I owe it all to you. I can't thank you enough. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow.